In this video, we will be analyzing the muscles that are involved in a general field goal kick. The motion of the field goal kick begins by running towards the ball with both feet and then continuing by bringing your dominant leg back to generate force. Your leg then begins to swing forward, in which your foot makes contact with the football. Once you make contact with the ball, follow through after the ball leaves your foot.
During a field goal kick, there are four basic stages: the approach, swing limb loading, contact, and the follow-through. In this video, we will be breaking down the three main phases of the swing limb loading, contact with the ball, and the follow-through. While I break down the muscles, I will also be including the three main joints: the hip, the knee, and the ankle.
In the first phase, known as the swing limb loading phase, the lower leg is cocked back to prepare for the upcoming downward swing.
During this movement, the hip is hyperextended and using the muscle known as the gluteus maximus as its prime mover. Antagonists of the muscle include the iliacus, tensor fascia lactae, rectus femoris, and the anterior adductors. Muscles working with the gluteus maximus in this motion include the biceps femoris, also known as the long head, the semitendinosus, semimembranosus, and the posterior head of adductor magnus. In the first phase, the knee is flexed to around 110 degrees and uses the biceps femoris, semimembranosus, and the semitendinosus as its prime movers. Antagonists of the knee when it is flexed include the vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, and the rectus femoris. The muscles working together with the knee consist of the gastrocnemius, gracilis, and the sartorius. The last joint in the first phase is the ankle. The ankle uses the soleus and the gastrocnemius as its prime movers during plantar flexion. Antagonists of the ankle consist of the tibialis anterior, extensor digitorum longus, extensor hallucis longus, and the peroneus terratus. Muscles helping the ankle in plantar flexion include the fibularis longus, fibularis brevis, posterior tibialis, flexor hallucis longus, and the plantaris. In the second phase, known as the contact phase, the knee and the hip are flexed and abducted from the body, and the ankle is moving from plantar flexion to dorsiflexion. Hamstrings act in an eccentric contraction to slow down the lower leg. Kinetic energy is beginning to transfer from the moving leg to the stationary ball. In hip flexion, the psoas is the prime mover, and the iliacus, tensor fascia latae, rectus femoris, and the anterior adductors are also working together. Antagonists of the hip include the gluteus maximus, biceps femoris longhead, semitendinosus, semimembranosus, and the posterior head of the adductor magnus. The knee is flexed, which means the same prime movers, antagonists, and synergists are still firing from phase 1. In this particular phase, the ankle is transitioning between plantar flexion and moving into dorsiflexion. In dorsiflexion, the prime mover is the tibialis anterior, and it works together with the extensor digitorum longus and the extensor hallucis longus. The antagonists include the soleus gastrocnemius, fibularis longus, fibularis brevis, posterior tibialis, flexor hallucis longus, flexor digitorum longus, and the plantarius. In the third phase, known as the follow-through phase, the leg transfers the energy to the stationary ball as the ball begins to move forward off the ground and into the air, and the leg swings through completely. The hip is still being flexed in this stage, which means the same muscles are working from phase 2. The knee is being extended, in which the prime movers are the quads. The synergists that help the quads are the gluteus maximus and soleus. The antagonists are the biceps femoris, semimembranosus, semitendinosus, gastrocnemius, gracilis, and the sartorius. In the third and final stage, the ankle is still dorsiflexed, in which the muscles are the same from phase 2.